Dear listener, let me take you back to an early morning in Saigon, when the sun shyly filtered through the canopy of old trees along Winti Minh Khai Street, and the honking of motorbikes had already awakened the city. On the gray sidewalk, a small, sunburnt boy clutched a worn stack of lottery tickets. His name is Hung, 12 years old, skinny as a bamboo shoot, yet his eyes shimmered with light. Weaving through the traffic, Hung called out in a clear voice, "Please buy a lucky ticket from me, ma'am." To many, a lottery ticket is just a fleeting hope. To Hung, it meant a warm dinner with his mother, a new notebook for school, or a school uniform without patches. He lived with his mother in a cramped attic at the end of a narrow alley in Banco. The walls were moldy, the tin roof full of holes. Each rain sounded like drums on an old pot. Hung's mother, Lan, worked as a night porter at the local market. Her breath was wheezy from lung illness, yet her smile remained gentle like the oil lamp that lit their small room. One rainy afternoon, Hung took shelter under the awning of an old internet cafe. Through the foggy glass, he saw a magical world, glowing green letters on a black screen, blinking robot icons, and Mario game music echoing inside. Clinging to the window bars, his eyes stayed fixed on the monitor. A college student inside looked over. "Like it, kid?" "Yes, sir. What is that?" "That's code. You type commands and the computer obeys." That night, lying on a tattered mat, Hung whispered the words code and computer like a little sparrow clutching an unfamiliar seed. He imagined, if I could learn to type those commands, could I make a game? Earn money so mom can rest? Curiosity grew into a small flame, lighting up the darkness of his world. He had no money for computer time, so Hung came up with a plan. He sold tickets right outside the internet shop. Anyone who bought two, he'd ask for 5 minutes to watch them use the computer. In those precious minutes, he stared at the screen like a child watching fireworks. He wrote everything into a worn notebook, pages half gone from being used to wrap peanuts. HTML equals skeleton, makeup. JavaScript, the soul. In his tiny attic, Hung created a lab with a piece of cardboard. He drew keyboard keys, tapped the air, and read aloud. Console.log open parentheses, quote, hello, close quote, semicolon. Under the holy roof, moonlight spilled in as a young coder practiced with only his imagination. One day, Hung was selling tickets around the Saigon Central Post Office when he peeked through the window of a co-working space. Inside, a startup pitch event was underway. As he stepped toward the door, a security guard blocked him. Just then, Mr. Long, a tech mentor, passed by. He noticed a soaked little boy holding lottery tickets, eyes wide with wonder at the slideshow inside. Listening to Hung shyly explain what an HTML tag was, Mr. Long was stunned. "Where did you learn that?" "From imagining," Hung replied. Mr. Long chuckled, then said seriously, "Come here Saturday night, help me clean up after the event, and I'll let you use the computers." That Saturday, Hung wore worn-out sandals and carried a dented milk can as a water bottle. Inside the co-working space, the air conditioning hugged him like a gentle breeze. For 3 straight hours, he didn't leave his seat. With trembling fingers, he typed his first lines of code. When the browser finally showed, "Shh, hello world," Hung whispered in awe. It felt like he had launched a magic carpet. That night, riding his bike over Thingay Bridge, the wind tousled his hair and his heart whispered, "I made it. I really did." But life wasn't all magic. The next month, his mother collapsed from a severe coughing fit and had to be hospitalized. The medical bills far exceeded any stack of lottery tickets. Hung paused his code nights for 3 weeks, selling more, caring for her more. One night, he called Mr. Long, voice trembling. "I think I have to quit." Mr. Long went silent for a moment, then replied, "Hung, opportunities don't wait for you to feel ready. I can't cover the hospital, but I can send you my old phone, some PDF books, and offline coding apps. Study whenever you find a moment." From hospital hallways bathed in dim light, Hung began coding on a cracked Android screen, fingers tapping quietly while his mother wheezed softly behind the curtain. One day, news arrived of an online hackathon for middle schoolers. Theme, apps that help communities. Hung thought immediately of his mother, and all those patients confused about meds and schedules. He proposed MediRemind, a mobile app that reminded users to take medicine, track appointments, and let others donate supplies. He had never built a backend. Mr. Long introduced Firebase, free in the first tier. For 3 sleepless nights, Hung sat on a plastic chair in the hospital hallway, struggling with 4G, writing authentication functions, testing push notifications. When his app finally beeped, "Time to take your medicine," right as a nurse approached his mom's IV, Hung smiled. He presented the demo via Zoom, curtain backdrop and all. When asked, "Did you code this yourself?" he replied, "I had a mentor to guide the way, but I typed every line." The judges were stunned. Hung won the Most Promising Idea Award and a 6-month full-stack web development scholarship. But boot camp was in the daytime, and Hung still had to sell tickets in the morning and tutor in the afternoon. His schedule was brutal. 4:30 a.m., wake up and cook rice for mom. 5:30 to 9, sell lottery tickets around District 1. 9:30 to 12, study front-end under a tree in 23-9 Park using free 4G. 12 to 15, tutor 2 neighbor kids in math. 15:30, attend back-end class at the coworking space. People passed by, seeing this skinny boy coding on a beat-up laptop, balancing it on a backpack, sweat dripping on the keyboard. His first commits were full of bugs, but soon they became clean and strong. The final project was an e-commerce mini-site. Hung's team created Small Things Store, selling recycled crafts made by street kids. Hung handled the React front-end, optimized load times to under 2 seconds, and connected test payment systems. At the demo, a startup CTO watched from the front row. Impressed by Hung's explanation of lazy loading images on slow networks, he offered him a junior front-end internship with a monthly salary of 6 million VND. Hung's hands trembled as he signed the contract. He bought honey for his mother and, for the first time ever, a bouquet of roses. At work, he learned Agile, Jira tickets, and GitHub pull requests. A new mentor told him, "Code isn't about syntax, it's about solving someone's pain." Hung visited Myeongdong bus station to talk to older motorbike drivers, asking why the app was hard to use. From that, he proposed a slow mode, a simple interface with bigger text. The CEO loved it and added it to the roadmap. In 2024, the startup joined a US-based accelerator. Hung attended Zoom meetings at midnight, listened to the founders pitch investors, and even asked, "Why should low-income learners trust our platform?" His voice, though shy, touched the heart of a microfund investor. They signed a $1 million seed round. When the team clapped and cheered, Hung quietly cried, remembering his sunburnt shoulders, his old stack of tickets. With his first paycheck, Hung created the Code from the Street Fund, giving out old laptops and online course access to kids who sold lottery tickets like he once did. He returned to his alley and hosted an HTML class using a borrowed projector on the wall of the community center. Kids' eyes lit up like strings of Christmas lights. One boy shouted, "Can I make a fish shooting game too?" Hung laughed, "I used to dream just like you. Let's build it together." Maybe you're hearing this story tonight while riding a bus, finishing a shift, or eating a simple dinner somewhere. Wherever you are, I hope Hung's journey reminds you, life might print out errors, but we always have the power to refactor ourselves. Success doesn't check your past. It welcomes those with curiosity, courage, and the grit to keep their fingers on the keyboard. These days, in a small shared apartment, Hung still opens his virtual window to the old sidewalk. On weekends, he commits updates to his open source project Street Coder, an offline coding toolkit for underprivileged kids. Outside, Saigon rain taps gently on the glass. A boy selling candy peers curiously inside. Hung closes his laptop, walks to the door, kneels to the boy's eye level, and smiles. "Hey kid, want to try coding? Come in, I'll show you." You've just listened to the lottery ticket boy who became a tech programmer. Even if all you have now is a cheap meal or a borrowed notebook, remember, every line of code in life starts with a slash, a space, and a bold enter key. And maybe, just maybe, your click today will open a magical window for you and for someone watching from the sidewalk tomorrow.